bhagavate vasudevaya. Narayanam namaskrityam naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam udirayet. Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata-sevayā bhagavati uttama-shloke bhaktir bhavati nishtaki. Aradhyo bhagavan vrajeshatanaya stadhama vrindavanam ramya kachitupasana vrajavadho argena va kalpita. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam pramanamamalam prema pumartho mahan. Śrī Caitanya-Mahāprabhur-matamidam tatradhara naparaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna-pristhaya bhutale Śrīmate Bhakti-vedanta Swamin iti namine. Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadir Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear Vaishnavas, thank you so much for joining. We are reading Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 46, entitled Uddhava Visits Vrindavan. So, very deep and esoteric chapter. We have read till text number 22 in the last reading, which was yesterday. And today is April 15th. So we are going to read from the following verse, text 23. So far, Uddhava is trying to give different, trying to console and pacify the Vrajavasis, primarily Nanda, who is burning with the fire of separation from the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, from their son, from their beloved, from their Atma, Atmanatha. So many adjectives were used, so many words were used to describe the feelings and the Supreme Lord there. Text 23. Manye Krishnam cha Ramam cha prapta viha surottamam suranam mahad arthaya gargasya vachanam yatha. Translation by the disciples of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. In my opinion, Krishna and Balaram must be two exalted demigods who have come to this planet to fulfill some great mission of the demigods. Such was foretold by Garga Rishi. So Nanda Maharaj is speaking like that because Garga Muni had told at the time of the Namkaran ceremony that they are no ordinary people. They are some special, like demigods or gods. So Vishwacharya Thakur says, by the sudden recollection of Krishna as the Lord, in contrast to his natural mood of affection in separation in this verse. So Nanda Maharaj speaks with a sense of discrimination in this verse. It was due to the good fortune of me and Vasudev that they became our sons and appeared in my house. Krishna and Balaram have come to benefit the demigods. Suranam Arthaya. Suranam Arthaya. Sura means demigods. Asura, Danava, or demons. Suranam Arthaya. To protect the Suras by killing Kamsa and other demons. This is according to the prophecy of Sri Garga Rishi. So there is some aspect of, at times we see that even Vasudev and Devaki were thinking that probably he's not our son, he's some special being. And Nanda Nanda also we see there is some slight feeling that they are exalted beings, not just ordinary children. Kamsam yuta pranam mallau gajapatim yatha avadhistam leelayeva pashuniva mrigadhipaha. After all, Krishna and Balaram killed Kamsa, who was as strong as 10,000 elephants, as well as the wrestlers Chanura and Mushtika, the elephant and the elephant Kovalyapida. They killed them all sportingly. No, excuse me. They killed them all sportingly, as easily as lion disposes of small animals. Here Nanda means to say not only did Gargamuni declare that these boys are divine, but just see what they have done. Everyone is talking about it. They killed Kamsa, who had how many? The strength of 10,000 elephants. Imagine 10,000 elephants. Very powerful. Those wrestlers, Chanura, Mushtika, and there were like 5 brothers. Tosha, Shala, something. Gajapatim, the king of elephants. Kovalyapida, he also killed. Is there any match of a tiny 10-year-old boy killing all these heroic and muscular and world heavyweight champions, the king of elephants, and Kamsa himself, who had 10,000, the strength of 10,000 elephants? No, this is not ordinary, right? So it's not just, oh, he said like that, but we are seeing from our own eyes. There is Shabda Praman and there is Pratyaksha Praman. So both are aligned. Shabda Praman means authorized sources. Gargamuni said, Gargamuni is an authorized source. Great sages don't lie. He's an expert astrologer and scholar and devotee. And we saw it from our own eyes. And everyone is talking about it. So all three, Pratyaksha, Shabda, and everyone talking about it. So these are divine boys. Nanda Maharaj is talking like this. Tala trayam mahasaram dhanur yashtim ive bharat bas bhanjaikena hastena saptaham adadhatgirim. He's remembering all the pastimes with the ease of a royal elephant. Breaking a stick, Krishna broke a powerful giant bow, 3 tals long. He also held mountain loft for 7 days with just one hand, and that to left hand's little pinky. According to Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, 1 tal is a measurement, palm tree is a measurement of about 60 hasta or 90 feet. So tala trees, palm trees, or I think in Florida there are a lot of palm trees we all have seen. And some are quite tall. They grow up to like 3-4 story. And these are even bigger. Like 1 story is like one floor is about 10-12 feet. But this is about, you can say, like 10 story, 90 feet. So that bow, imagine Kamsa's bow was how long? 3 tala. It was equivalent to the length of almost 300 feet, right? Giant bow, that was the main occasion, that was the main festivity where Kamsa had called. So 3 tala. 3 tala means 1 tala is the measurement of 60 hastas. One hand is about 60 hasta. One hand is about 1.5 feet. So 60 times 1.5 feet, which is about 90 feet. 90 feet. So 3 tala is about, you can say 90 to 70. So about 300 feet, approximately 300 feet. That's a lot. A normal car is about, just to give some context, I don't know, a football field is that long, I think. 300 feet. That was the size of that giant bow. And he broke it like a piece of cake, like a tiny boy picks a tiny, like a Lego piece. He broke that thala, the giant bow. And he held mountain. Now who can hold mountain? So Nanda is remembering all these, that he killed Kamsa, he killed Chanura, he killed Mushtika, Kuvalyapida, then he broke the bow, held the Govardhan mountain. And you are saying just like ordinary? No, he doesn't sound like an ordinary boy. So Nanda is remembering all this. And earlier, he was remembering about, like, he was offering gratitude. If you go a few verses back, he was offering a lot of gratitude also. So this is his absorption, thinking about Krishna's pastimes. Okay, next verse. Ms. Radha Mataji, want to read?
Yes, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. Text 26. Kalambodhenako hristas trinavarto bakadayah daitya surasura hata jayena leelaya. Translation by Professor Disciple Śrī Prabhupada. Here in Vrindavana, Krishna and Balarama easily destroyed demons like Pranamba, Dhenuka, Arishta, Trinavarta, and Baka, who had themselves defeated both demigods and other demons. Very nice, Prabhuji. Here it's mentioning about the Krishna killing the different demons in different times. So, and mentioning about the demigods also here, about Indra and Brahma Mohan Lila also, I think. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
So Nanda is remembering all these in the last few verses. Krishna and Balaram pastimes, how they performed extraordinary pastimes in Mathura, how Gargacharya prophesied that these are not ordinary boys, how they killed Kamsa, how they killed other demons, as mentioned in this verse, Pralamba, Dhenuka, Arishta, etc. And Iha means here, right here, in front of us. We saw all that. So that's the mood here. Let's see what Shukadev Goswami says. Yes, Sharma Mataji, want to read?
Yes, Prabhuji. Iti samsmritya Nanda Krishna Nuraktadhi Ati Utkantho Abhavat Tushrim Prema Prasara Vihvalaha. Translation by the disciples of A.P. Bhaktivedanta Srila Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Oh, you went to mute, Mataji.
Oh, sorry, Prabhuji. Shukadev Goswami said, thus intensely remembering Krishna again and again, Nanda Maharaj, his mind completely attached to the Lord, felt extreme anxiety and fell silent, overcome by the strength of his love.
Any thoughts, Mataji?
Separation anxiety from Krishna. And
Iti samsmritya samsmritya. This is a beautiful verse which comes in Mother Draupadi. It comes in the Hari Bhakti Vilas. I'm just Pratigya tava Govinda Nami Bhaktya Pranashyati Iti Samsmritya Samsmritya Pranam Sandharyamiham. So if you like, you can remember this verse. So this line is repeated. It is samsmritya, remembering this again and again. Samsmritya, samsmritya. What is he remembering? What is he remembering? Can anyone share? What is Nanda remembering or the Rajvasis remembering?
Pastimes of Krishna Leelas, what we did, all activities.
Yes. Madchitta madgata prana bodhayanta parasparam kathayantasya mam nityam tashyanti charamanti cha. So whether we hear Krishna's pastimes, right? We recite Krishna pastimes, or we remember. What else can we do with Krishna's pastime? Even we appreciate. If someone is doing any of these above, we appreciate, oh, this person is doing very nice. Right? That's also a very good idea. Or we support. We know someone is doing this service, right? If we do some kind of support, that also we get indirect help. So we can be connected to Krishna's pastimes in so many ways: hearing, chanting, remembering, samsmritya, and appreciating, then supporting. What happens? Nanda Maharaj is doing that. The great Nanda Maharaj, the father of Krishna, is doing that. And all the Rajavasis are also doing that. Ati utkantho, with great eagerness, anxiousness. And then finally, this is transcendental love, that the pure love, prema, prasara, they are overcome by the strength of his love. So hearing Krishna's pastimes, remembering Krishna's pastimes is the medicine to remove our material diseases like lust, anger, greed, envy. We are diseased. The only way to remove that is to remember Krishna's name, form, qualities. So, a beautiful verse. This comes in the DTE worship manual also. Pratigya tava Govinda name bhakta pranashyati iti samsmritya samsmritya pranam sandharyamiham. Oh Govinda, like this is, I think most of you know this verse, right? Name bhakta pranashyati. Who knows this is from the Bhagavad Gita? Anyone knows the full verse?
Prabhuji, starting the word or line.
Shipram, I think. Shipram, Dharmatma Shashtra.
Not able to recollect, Prabhu.
Kaunteya pratijanihi. Kaunteya pratijanihi name bhaktya pranashyati. 931. Shipram bhavati dharmatma. Shashvat shantim negacchati. Kaunteya pratijanihi name bhakta pranashyati. Very, very important verse. 930, 931, important verse in the 9th chapter. He quickly become righteous. Let's read the 930 also. That verse is one of my favorite because it's very hope-giving. Api chet suduracharo bhajate mam ananya bhak sadhureva samantavya samyak vyavasito hi saha. Even if one commits, most abominable action, if he's engaged in devotional service, he's to be considered saintly because he's properly situated in his determination. So some accidental mistakes, some unintentional mistakes, even if one does, but they're engaged in bhakti, he quickly becomes saintly. And then Krishna says, Shipram, jaldi se, Shipram bhavati dharmatma. Quickly he'll become righteous. Shashvat shantim nigachati. Shashvat shantim nigachati. He'll quickly attain peace. Kaunteya pratijanati. O Kunti Putra, declare it boldly. Name bhakta pranashyati. My devotee will never perish. So now, Draupadi is remembering this in this verse. Name bhakta pranashyati. Iti samsmritya samsmritya. Oh Govinda, this is your pratigya. You did pratigya in the Bhagavad Gita. And not only you did, you told through your devotee, Kaunteya pratijanihi, that my devotee will never perish. Remembering this again, अपने प्राणान संधारयामि aham, अपने प्राणों को मैं somehow I am maintaining myself. Because you have told, O Govinda, that you will protect your devotee. Your devotee will never perish. This is the only hope. This is the only shelter. Because it's your promise. And that too made by a devotee. You told your devotee Kunti Putra, that you declare that my devotee will not perish. So here Nanda Maharaj is also remembering Krishna's pastimes. Nanda Krishna Anurakta Dhi. Anurakta Dhi. Anurakta, completely absorbed or attracted. Dhi is intelligence, buddhi. So by repeatedly hearing and remembering, our dhi, buddhi, intelligence, mind, heart will be attracted, anurakta. To whom? To Krishna. Krishna anurakta. We have to become Krishna anurakta. Right now, our mind is attracted to so many material things. Is it not? Why? Because we repeatedly read and hear about those. Very simple. If we repeatedly, samsmritya, repeatedly hear about Krishna Katha, we'll be attracted towards it. What is the secret of good relationships? Give me some secrets of good relationship. If we have to develop good relation with someone, whether it's our brother, son, daughter, husband, mother, father, what is the secret? If we have to improve our relation with them. Or friend, anyone for that matter, any relationship, what we need to do.
Supporting them when they are in their troubles and their problems, and giving them the hope that we are there to help in difficult situations.
Okay, nice, support them in difficult situations.
Yesterday only we read that, right, Prabhuji?
Huh?
Yesterday only we read that, right, Prabhuji? The best thing you can do is like listen with empathy. In your chat, we read that, and you showed us, like, you sent us the learnings from your class about good communication.
Good communication, yes.
Like, don't
Listening.
interrupt, be fully present. Like, reflect, acknowledge, those things.
Nice. Okay, anyone else? Yes, Shurva Mataji, you want to share?
Prabhuji, what was the question?
How can we improve our relation with anyone, whether it's friend, husband, wife, daughter, son, brother, sister, anyone?
Prabhuji, I feel tolerance, empathy, and putting the other person first, being a giver in a relationship really helps. And not expecting, like, keeping our expectations in check and being there for the person, being tolerant, being empathetic, being giving. That's how I feel.
Okay. So the thought which was in my mind was that we need to increase the quantity and quality of association with that person, right? The quality and the quantity of time spent will determine our relationship. Do you agree? Is it making sense?
Yes, Prabhuji, quality I feel is bit more important.
Yes, quality is always more important, but the quantity is also important if you want to make it stronger. For example, think of some examples. If I meet my friend only for 30 minutes once a year, no more conversation, no more exchanges, no more talking, what kind of relationship you would expect between us? Very strong, deep, heart to heart?
Like touch and go, Prabhuji.
Huh?
Touch and go, Prabhuji.
Touch and go, yeah. Like if I'm like talking 30 minutes and once a year, how are you? How's your family? Okay, everyone is okay. Oh, your son has grown so big. Okay, here's a small gift for, okay, let's eat something. I'm not saying it's bad. There's nothing wrong in there. And we cannot have same level of relationship with everyone. But that relationship, with 30 minutes, we had very good quality time. I do meet certain friends like that. I do have certain friends with all respect to them. And they also respect, very nice relationship. But it's not that deep. Like I don't share my pains and joys with them on a regular basis, nor do they. They are busy in their life. I am busy in my life. They have their priorities. I have my priorities. But when I go to India, I meet them for some time. Relationship is there, but not very deep or thick. So here, remembering, spending quality time and spending quantity time is the secret to enhance our relationship with Krishna. Very simple. With the Guru, if we have to enhance relationship, how do we do? We read, hear about him, try to do service as per his instructions. Even with your own son or daughter, let's say you are only spending 30 minutes quality time once a week. Very good quality time. Do you think that's sufficient to build a good bond? Or once a month, even worse? And then you have your work, you have your, chores, you have everything else. You're giving them 30 minutes quality time. So yes, quality is important, very important, but consistency and quantity is also important, especially when the relationship is in its early stage. You agree? In this early stage, Right now, our relationship with Krishna also is in its early stage, is it not? Because the moment we get in trap of Maya, we forget Krishna. That means it's not so thick. I'm talking about myself. We need to work on that. How to work? By constantly, or constantly means regularly. Regularly means at least some time of the day, like how we are trying to read about Krishna, hear Krishna's pastimes, chant, associate with devotees who are reading, hearing, have Krishna Katha. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur gave this formula, 888. You know this formula? 888. What is 8 meant by 888? Anyone can guess or tell?
The day divided into 3 parts, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Time.
So what's what are the 3 parts?
8 hours for the work, 8 hours for the your personal thing like the sleep and eating, and 8 hours for the bhakti.
So 8 hours for our job, business, right? Let's do a fresh slide, maybe. Eight, 8, right? So as Mataji was mentioning, 8 hours for our spiritual activities, which includes, okay, let's do this. So bhakti activities, what all it includes? Chanting, reading, hearing, direct Krishna conscious seva, let's say making garland and deity worship, aartis, pujas, going to temple, etc., right? So these are direct like bhakti activities. Now what's the other 8-hour? Body activities. Now body includes primarily sleeping, a big chunk goes there. Then bathing, eating, right? What else? Household work, like cleaning. So all this is bodily necessities, and then is the work, official duties. Now this includes what? Job, business, some extra learnings, travel also. Many people have travels. What else? Oops. So what's the formula? 8, 8, 8. Now this is how much we do. Body, I think at least 11, 12 hours go in this thing. You agree? 6, 7 hours like direct sleep only gone. I know some people take 1 hour to take bath. Then all the eating, even if 3 meals, 15 minutes each, eating, or like what to say of cooking, cleaning, cutting veggies, all that. So at least 11 hours go in here, right? You tell me, like, give me your numbers, like approximate numbers. Any thoughts?
Yes, Prabhu, true, Prabhuji. 10 plus hours only will go, all the things that, and sometimes talking with the family or talking with the friends and all. That is also extra time it is consuming also.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Unless we are speaking Krishna Katha to them, then it counts in this here. But if we are talking Gramya Katha, which happens more, job, anyone working only 8 hours or less, those who have an official like job. I think Sharanya Mataji has that job, working only 4 hours and get 8 hours work done, right? How is your work, Mataji? How many hours you spend here? Shura Mataji, what do you think?
Yes, Prabhuji. So I feel it's like never ending, like bhakti, chanting, reading. I have to find pockets in which I can fit them, or I have to always hear something on YouTube. And then the rest of the time, there's always something going on. It's probably I'm not that good at managing time as well. So it is not 888 kind of. It's like 24 hours on a roll going on. All these three things are going on.
Yeah. And it's not like then this bhakti time over now 8 hours of body time. It's of course it's like we can't do all the body things together. That's not it'll always be like okay 1 hour of this one. But the point which I'm just trying to make that these two things almost consume like bunch of our day. Do you agree? 11 to like even official job business, like I was talking to one of my friends, he said he has to go at 7 a.m. and comes back at 7 p.m. And not him. India, it's even worse. India, the people say, oh, they go at 6 a.m., 1 hour drive, 2 hour drive, and come back at sometimes 10 p.m. Do you know some people in these categories?
Yes, Prabhuji, I have heard that from my friends. They don't get time to spend with their children as well. There is personal time and professional times are not balanced.
Yeah, it's worse in India. But even here also things are, if you have a job, you're working 8 hours or less and getting a decent, maintenance, that's very good situation. And one should have like that. If it's consistently in this situation, one should look for change. Even this is not healthy for a long time. Temporary, short term, project a week or two, it's okay, one can sustain. But one will suffer. Like, where will one get 12 hours and then other things, family, children? So what happens this time we are considering cutting down. That time is now think about this is our time which is our eternal wealth, is it not? This is our time which will go with us forever. This time, even if we have $10 or $10 million or $10 billion, we have significantly bumped up this time. We have also increased our bodily demands. We have bumped up this time. And we have cut down on this. Is that fair? Something to wonder. Now, what to do? Try to balance so that we can try to be a thief and take some of this time here. How? Do some activities together with family. So body time means body, family, right? For example, sharing some bedtime stories with the kids. Even like, let's say some of the kids are younger, you're giving them bath. You can tell some shlokas to them. That's nice. Or you're going to school, dropping them, tell some verses, do some artis, prayers together. Um, Even while going to work, chant Hare Krishna, hear a class, hear some spiritual class, etc. Of course, charity, in the lunchtime, take prasad, hear something, chant a verse or two. So how we can steal some time from there based on situation, it's always good. But we all agree that our time here is less, and this is our eternal quota. This will go with us for eternity. So one should invest here more. This is return on investment is the highest here. Here, no matter how much we work, when we are out of the company, we think, oh, the company values us in this. I'm telling you, and you know this even more because of you are more mature. We are gone. Next day, the company will be as it is. No one is going to remember us. What to say of company, even the body. No one will remember. Maybe a day, maybe a two. Next day, everyone will be watching their own, do their own job, watch their own TVs, and live their own lives. No one is going to remember. But Gajendra, I was hearing this morning that pastime happened in the 4th Manvantar. We are right now in the 7th Manvantar. 3 Manvantaras have passed. We are remembering Gajendra's glorious surrender to Krishna. Isn't that beautiful? We are remembering Prahlad's glorious surrender to Krishna. We are remembering Dhruva's glorious prayers to Krishna. So bhakti is eternal. Any thoughts here? Samsmritya, samsmritya. That's how we connected all this.
Prabhuji, if we offer our office work and, the household work to Krishna, then it will help, right? It will be counted in our eternal account.
Oh, yes, absolutely. It will certainly count. Of course, if you are cooking as a meditation to offer to Krishna, then yes, then it's no more a material act. These are called indirect Krishna conscious activities. I mean, they are Krishna conscious activities, but have to remember, if we don't nurture ourselves with direct Krishna conscious activities, then the indirect will also weaken. For example, we don't chant, we don't read, we don't hear. Right now, you have that consciousness. You are even thinking of that mood. Why? Because you have read, heard, and associated with devotees. That yes, you can transcendentalize your cooking by offering to Krishna, by thinking about Krishna. I'm cooking for Krishna. The cleanliness, the cooking, the mood, the reason. But what happens in a typical kitchen? Typical kitchen is, oh, let me taste what's cooking. What are you cooking? I like this, make this. I don't like this, don't make this. Let me check salt. Oh, it doesn't look right. And typical kitchen, 90% non-veg only, right, these days, right? So because you associated with devotees, because you're reading, hearing Gita Bhagavatam, then only we get to know about how to transcendentalize. So we should continue that, and then only we'll be able to continually enhance our non-Krishna activities and make it to Krishna conscious activities. Yat karoshi yadashnasi yat juhosi dadasi yat tapasyasi kaunteya tat kurushva mad arpanam. Then work will also become spiritual, or try to, at least some element. Any thoughts, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji, that was very helpful.
Okay. Okay. Let's read maybe one or two more verses. Anyone who has not read wants to read? 28. Who has not read? Yes, Father.
Text 28. Yeshoda varna yamanani putrasya charitani cha shrinvanti ashrunya ava sakshat sneha snuta payodara. Translation by the devotees of Śrīla Prabhupada present. As Mother Yashoda heard the descriptions of her son's activities, she poured out her tears, and milk flowed from her breast out of love. Purport. From the very day that Kṛṣna had left for Mathura, Mother Yashoda, though counseled and consoled by hundreds of men and women, could see nothing but the face of her son. She kept her eyes closed to everyone else and cried constantly. Thus, she could not recognize Uddhava, treat him with parental affection, ask him any questions, or give him any message for her son. She was simply overwhelmed with love for Kṛṣna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Back to you.
These are very heartfelt verses, and Nanda Maharaj was crying now here. Yashoda, hearing all this pastimes of her dear beloved Kṛṣna, she started crying, and the expression of her motherly love started to pour from as a form of milk, as we have heard in multiple other pastimes also, that the cows in Vrindavan, the milk would just come from their udders naturally because of the love for Kṛṣna. That's just so much love they had. This is the highest, the very high level of prema. Intense attraction, loving attraction for Kṛṣna. Seeing that both in quantity and quality their love was superior to that of Vasudeva and Devaki, Uddhava filled with bliss and thought. So both in quantity and quality their love was higher compared to Vasudeva and Devaki. So in the Vatsalya Rasa, and Yashoda's and Nanda's rank is up. Yashoda and Nanda are higher than Vasudeva and Devaki. Now Uddhava is thinking, my life has become successful having seen such love. Thus Uddhava was joyful even at this, seeing their anguish, which was actually another form of loving ecstasy. They were disturbed by this whole thing, but Uddhava was in one way joyful. Krishna's father Nanda Maharaj, having thus controlled himself by the strength of his gravity, was now able to honor Uddhava properly as guest, to look at him directly, to recognize him, to inquire about his well-being. But Yashoda could not do so. Why? Because she was in the whirlpool of the ocean of tears. She could not offer hospitality to Uddhava. From the very day, jab se Kṛṣna gaye, from the very day Kṛṣna had left for Mathura, tears fell continuously from Yashoda's eyes, and milk dripped from her breast, even though she was being counseled by hundreds of women. And men, Yashoda would just say, I do not see anything except the face of my son. Now, 1 day, 2 days, eternally, like 3 months have passed approximately. At every moment, Yashoda kept her eyes closed and cried constantly, drenching her clothing. Thus, she could not recognize Uddhava. Imagine when someone is like crying and crying, and like the eyes are moist, like ocean. You can't properly see. It's all wet. You can't see like who is who, and you're not in even a mood and a physical and mental position to see and figure out what is to be done, how it's to be done. Cooking, cleaning, everything, secondary. Thus, she could not recognize Uddhava or treat him like a motherly, parental affection, or ask him questions, how is Krishna and all that. No. Payodhara. Payo is milk. Dhara is what is flow, right? Stream, yeah, a stream of milk out of motherly affection was coming, and the stream of tears was coming from the eyes. Payodhara also means cloud. She was like a cloud showering rain and milk out of separation. Nanda's attachment to Krishna was such that even in appreciating Krishna's great powers as the Lord, his parental relationship with Krishna did not weaken as it did with Vasudeva. So you remember when Krishna killed Kamsa and all, for a moment, Vasudeva and Devaki felt that they didn't get close to Krishna. They were just doing the Kritanjali mudra. They were just like praying or like like Kritanjali or okay, like standing like this with joined arms to their son. Then Krishna had to intensify the Yoga Maya covering so that they can realize that, oh, he's our son. But Nanda or Yashoda never for a moment thought that Krishna is the supreme Lord. Even though he's speaking about his extraordinary pastimes, remembering that Gargacharya said this, but in his mind is overcome by the parental affection. So this is Yashoda and Nanda, the epitome of Vatsalya Prema. Some acharyas also mentioned, I was hearing, some devotee was mentioning this, that where is Yashoda's house? Gopi, someone asked a gopi, he said, you see this ocean, do you see this river? You see this river coming? It's not a river. It's a stream of tears coming from the ocean of Yashoda's separation, or Yashoda's heart, which is having this burning separation from Krishna. So keep following that, you will get to the ocean, or you'll get to the source of this. That's Yashoda's home. Now it's literal and metaphorical both. It's not just these verses are not just metaphorical or poetic devices to explain. These are very literal things. This is history. Literally, when Lord Chaitanya was crying and tears were pouring like streams, it's very literal. It's not just metaphorical. Any comments here? Any thoughts, questions? Okay, one more verse and then we'll pause. The theme changes. Text 29, anyone?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I can read.
Hmm.
Tayor ittham bhagavati Krishne nanda yashodhayah Vikshanuragam paramam nandham ahodhavo mudha. Translation. Uddhava then joyfully Translation Uddhava then joyfully addressed Nanda Maharaj, having clearly seen the supreme loving attraction he and Yashoda felt for Krishna, the supreme personality of Godhead. Purport. If Uddhava had seen Nanda and Yashoda actually suffering, he would not have reached with joy. But in fact, all emotions on the spiritual platform are transcendental bliss. The so-called anguish of the pure devotee is another form of loving ecstasy. This was clearly seen by Uddhava, and thus he spoke as follows. Very nice, Prabhuji. Here, they are remembering Krishna, his pastime, his leelas, and they are explaining to Uddhava, but they are in an ecstasy of crying for Krishna after reciting all these pastimes. But Uddhava is not feeling that they are getting regret that Krishna got separated and all. It's because of the transcendental ecstasy when you remember, and the separation also, that gives the pleasure and joy to the devotees to describe about Krishna. So Uddhava feeling happy hearing from Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda. Thank you, Krishna.
And the main purpose Krishna had sent Uddhava was not to really pacify. That was one reason, but also another reason was Uddhava came to Vrindavan for higher education, Vrindavan Institute for Higher Education, VIHE. I'm not sure if you got the pun there, but there is an institute in Vrindavan called VIHE, Vrindavan Institute of Higher Education. So that's how it started. So Uddhava was sent. Uddhava was disciple of Brihaspati, very, very intelligent. It's like in today's terms we call, oh, he was a PhD from Harvard, PhD from MIT, right? Great qualification, amazing. But that one is different. So he realized that these Rajavasis, I have come to pacify them. Their love is like here. Vrindavan is like the topmost in every rasa is here. So all the toppers are here. Toppers in Vatsalya rasa, Nanda and Yashoda. Toppers in the Madhurya rasa, the gopis are here. The sakhas are here. All the toppers are come in Vrindavan. So Krishna had sent him. So he's happy. He's realizing that these are not ordinary people. They are toppers. Hare Krishna. Any thoughts, comments, questions? Okay, I guess we can stop here. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Purana ki jai, Jagat Guru Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai, Samaved Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki jai. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyaiva cha Patanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo. Thank you. Hare Krishna.